Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Mahoutsukai no Yome Season 2, Episode 21. As I said, I'm recording it right after watching Episode 20, because I just couldn't be kept in suspense for any longer. And because Episode 20 felt fairly short to me, so I need to get my fix by watching two back-to-back, essentially. Right. What happened in episode 20? First, we got a flashback. We got a flashback to Philomela's past when she was being raised by her father and mother. It was a very loving family. And the father created Alcyone to help them with Philomela and to protect her. In the future should anything, knock on wood, happen. Alas, something happened, because they didn't knock on wood. That's why. Something happened. The father was ambushed while getting some groceries. He had a hex on him that will reflect any damage back to the attacker, so the attacker died, but the father, of course, facilitated that death, let's just say. By making an example of himself, so to speak. Because he just didn't want to go back to Granny. He would rather die than go back. We also learned the backstory of how he and Iris, the mother, met. She was sold off by her mother to the surgeons as a test subject for him. He was supposed to train restraint on her, to harm, to torture, but not kill. And he fell in love, she fell in love, and they eventually decided to escape. And he also put that hex of return damage on her, just in case. They did escape, they were running away from Granny, they had a happy family, but Granny decided that, well, shit, Philomela is old enough now. Enough playing house. She sent her agents to get the father. He defied her one last time by killing himself, and sent her people after the mother and Philomela as well. Iris took a heroic last stand protecting Philomela's retreat with Alcyone, herself dying in the process, unfortunately. And Alcyone didn't make it far either until she was ambushed, and she and Philomela were taken hostage. Well, taken prisoner by Granny. Go back to the real world, to the real time, and we have Chise speaking with the goddess of winter, who, we now learn, came here for a fruit, a branch, a golden branch, sweet fruit of whatever, many names for it. Mistletoe branch, supposedly. But from context, it seems like it's not a mistletoe branch, it's more akin to Jesus' fucking firstborn. But we don't know that. We don't know that for sure. She was thankfully understanding that, oh, we are in the middle of battle, so of course it's no time to go and look for such things. I will be lenient. Just, Chise, if you could give me a name. Chise did give her a name, Morrigan, and she returned and took care of all of the Farrar people who were supposed to stop Chise and Elias's approach. So Chise and Elias were able to easily go deeper into the enemy territory and infiltrate. Before that happened, of course, Elias brought everybody out of himself. We touched base, so we know that Chise and Isaac want to save Philomela, bring her back to safety. Zoe just wants everybody to return safely, but specifically Lucy. Lucy wants to ask some questions. Elias wants to protect Chise, and Zaccheroni, nobody cares. Nobody asked him. Werewolf appears. Zoe and Zaccheroni stay behind to deal with that werewolf. Apparently Zoe is going to use his trump card that he has limited uses of, supposedly, apparently, maybe, I don't know. And the rest runs off towards the mansion. That's where we ended up. What do I expect from today's episode? Infiltration of the mansion? Maybe we're gonna make it to Philomela? Maybe we're gonna make it to Granny? Some fight, maybe, trying to save Philomela, maybe clash with Granny? Probably not. Maybe next episode. This episode they will probably find Philomela and help her, hopefully. Or it's just going to be pure infiltration. We're not going to actually achieve any of the goals of either Philomela or Granny. Remains to be seen. And we know that Morrigan will be back for what is hers, for what she is owed. So that threat still hangs up in the air. And yeah, I think that does it for the intro. So how about we just watch and see what's actually going to happen. And this time I actually made sure that this will be episode 21 of the second season. So how about we watch that? To do it, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm going to need my sound to hear what's going on, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 21 of Ancient Magus Bride Season 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, we're starting with this battle. Oh, you're just freezing her in place. Not full petrification, but just freezing her. Yeah, you're not gonna last long. So, question is, what's your plan B when your eye eventually gives out? Because if plan B is Zaccheroni kills the werewolf, then your use of the eye was kinda useless. After I'm done watching this episode, I am going to look up the lyrics. Because I'm really curious what they are. Oh, that was Morrigan. Now we have an explanation. What was that creature? I think everybody from the opening is here already, so... A burnt child dreads the fire. A galaxy in her head. I don't think we need that. Oh? What's going on with your back? Oh, that's what's going on. Wait, is that Zaccheroni? No? Huh? Excusez-moi? What the fuck happened to you, Zoe? Okay, so the cubs are not just a memory implanted in her by Granny? Okay, she's free from the mind control, at least. Where the fuck is Zaccheroni, by the way? I would like to ask the very same question, actually. Couple of screws, to be more precise. Where's Zaccheroni? Oh, here he is. Why are you lurking in the shadows? Yeah, how can we alleviate that? Healing magic? Life? What is that? Memories? Okay, so I guess that's gonna be useful. Is Alcyone going to take Philomela's soul? Oh, she stored her soul. Huh. I thought she wanted to, like, you know, do an exchange. Alcyone would go into the deteriorating body of Philomela, and Philomela would go into Alcyone's body. Elias. Sop. Not hiding herself with saying send anymore. You killed half of them. Or, well, Morrigan did. Yeah. Probably. What became of an ancient god? Yes. Yep, that takes priority. She wants to hand off the Carnamagos Testament. It's going faster than expected. Not that it's a bad thing, but still. Thurisaz saved their ass again. More magic. Oh? Oh? She's gonna take... Okay. I thought she's gonna take off his hood and we're gonna see his face. But alas. That's one of your spiders, isn't it? Sure. I don't think it's Philomela's doing. So, yeah. No. Because she is. Okay, at least she regained her sanity, so that's good. Oh shit! Well, that broke through Turisaz. What is going on? Oh, Chise giving her power. Because you're Chise's friend, and she wants to save you. She's turning into a tree? Huh? What the fuck happened to Alcyone? Alright, sure. I'm down. That explains the children imagery in the opening. Let's destroy your ego and rebuild it. You've just been dosed with a lot of LSD. You're experiencing ego death. Oh. Relatives, and yet you're a surgeon and he's a scrimgor. That's another piece. You know, someone, feeling for her, someone showing empathy to Philomela. Something new, yeah. We're rebuilding her. Another piece. We're taking all the good and bad beats and we are recontextualizing them a little. And here we have Chise's past. Interesting. Oh, hello, Alcyone. No, that's not Alcyone. Was that Morrigan? Red hair? Long red hair? Parents. Also, the red lights and speakers, like every 3 meters, that's an incredibly, controlling environment, right? it really gives off the proper vibes for Philomela's mind. Hello, Morrigan. Or no, that's Chise's mother. Yeah, I think that's Chise's mother. They look surprisingly similar, don't they? And this is the roof of Chise's school. Wanna see me jump off the roof? Yes, there was. There was a lot, actually. You're very similar in more ways than one, actually. It's not a transaction, my girl. It's paying it forward, I guess. Or paying it back to other people. Yeah? And so I want to help you just like I was helped. Interesting that there is still that little bit of selfishness there. Yeah, what matters is what you want. Okay, there is more. Oh, Joe, Isaac. Yeah, Isaac. Oh, so he's also been mixed into it all? Is Lucy also here? Yeah, apparently she is. Bang out! Oh no, just a flashlight. uh, you have to if you want to find Lucy. That's spider silk, isn't it? Who would do such a thing, right? And also that, yeah. Please sell that plushie somewhere. I'm probably not gonna buy it because the cost is gonna be exorbitant, but there would be people who would gladly buy it. Here, hug a spider. So Philomela was also involved? Okay, so she was with the werewolves. Yeah, first time she experienced something like that from Granny, wasn't it? Perfect manipulation. Perfect manipulation. I don't think she was directly involved. Yeah, there's nothing. There's legit nothing you could have done. There's a lot of my cat's hair on my screen for some reason. Yeah? Make decisions, speak up, try to understand, ask for help. Yeah? The fuck you mean you have no one? 2 people are here that would be that person for you. Yeah? Even if you have nobody, scream for help out loud and someone might just about come. If you don't do that, then it's guaranteed that nobody will arrive. I want to make a potpourri. Taskete? Yep. Hello, Carnamagos. Huh. Well, I guess let's collect her pieces again. What? What? That's already the episode end? What? Holy shit. And here I was wondering how are they gonna fill the remaining episode of the season. Well, it seems like they're not gonna have trouble to do that. That went by in a flash. I don't even know if I've been saying anything all this time. And spoilers, right? Right. Not an after credits scene, alas. Alas. Let's watch it again, shall we? OP. Yeah, it really explains the children imagery seen all throughout the episode. All throughout the opening, sorry. First of all, a lot of their issues stem from childhood. So that explains things. Second of all, they go back together with Chise into the past, into their childhood again, and they try to fix themselves from ground up with Chise's help, which explains why Chise is grown up in this scene and everybody else is a child. There's something chaotic happening, yeah, something inside of her head, and that is the curse. What the fuck's going on with Zoe, though? Has he been possessed by some Greek deity, or what the fuck's going on? Thankfully, the curse is no longer in effect. Oh, sorry. But yeah, what the fuck happened to Zoe? Is he like Chise and has someone in his head, or what the fuck is the deal? And also, why was Zaccheroni just watching? And what is he going to do with this newfound knowledge that there is a Greek god residing within Zoe, or again, whatever the fuck it was? Bringing the soul back. Yeah, I really thought that she's just going to swap places with Philomela essentially, but no, just giving her back her soul. Interesting. As a way to prevent Chise from sniffing her out, and yet, despite all of that, Chise was still able to sniff her out. Or was she able to sniff out Alcyone? Philomela's soul inside of Alcyone, that could be it. No help. Yeah, thankfully people who are actually able to help came here. She's what became of an ancient god. Yeah, that's why someone called her an atrophied god, right? Atrophied deity. I wonder what's the deal with that. Is it like kind of the inverse of the theory of egregores? I don't even remember which time that I mentioned the theory of egregores, but basically, people start believing in something, that something gets created. More and more people believe in it, that thing gains more and more strength. Eventually, with a critical mass of people believing in it, it gains godly powers. And thus becomes a god. The theory that it's people believing in a god that creates that god. Right? So this would be the reverse. People no longer believe in Morrigan, they no longer worship her, so she loses strength, loses her powers, and now she's no longer an all-powerful god. There is still a lot of strength there, but she's not, she's not able to just wipe the whole battlefield out with a flick of her finger or what have you. Probably something along those lines. Philomela is up. Are you seeking the book? No, we aren't, actually. Only the children. Elias remains here. I'm assuming that the scene where Elias holds her up with his hand deep in Alcyone's chest is Elias retrieving the Cartaphilus testament. It's just supposed to look like Elias is killing her. I don't think that's it, though. More power. This is interesting. This is a very interesting reaction. What's the deal with his face? What's the deal with Farrar's faces in general? Everybody's hiding them behind a cowl. Interesting. He just summoned a sword and cut off the tentacles. That's the Webster spider. And this is interesting. Philomela was such, in attack mode, essentially attacking them recklessly, She was stopped only thanks to Isaac, only thanks to the Thurisaz amulet, and here Lucy is able to just approach, kick her in the chest, and scream in her face, and nothing's happening. You act like you're some oblivious victim. She is. That's actually the thing. She is an oblivious victim. She has been tasked with doing things, and she just carried them out without questioning because she wasn't allowed an explanation. She wasn't allowed that knowledge. She wasn't allowed to question anything. Right? So she is a victim here. Now you could argue in the vein of, oh, I was only following orders. But the thing is that Philomela didn't even know what exactly those orders were. She didn't even know that she's, I know, genociding an entire family or whatever. Granny says Philo does. That's what it was. That was all I was ever allowed to do. Yeah. Nothing was enough. If that's not enough, what am I supposed to do? That's a very good question. What was she supposed to do, Lucy? In your mind, what was she supposed to do? That's power from Chise, I would assume. Yeah, this scene is Elias retrieving the Cartaphilus testament. That's my assumption. I don't think that Alcyon would, I know, attack him or whatever. She has no reason to. And he has no reason to kill her either. He's either fixing her up somehow or taking out the Cartaphilus testament or something along those lines. And we are slowly but surely fixing Philomela. Yeah, it's the majority of the episode and it felt like just no time at all. You're Philomela. And that's one important piece of you, playing around with Rian, and Rian being your family. Another important piece of you, all the torture you suffered, all the abandonment, all the punishment. That's also important. And this is Chise. Wrong door, sorry. But not necessarily wrong door. It was necessary, I think, for Philomela to see that, to notice that, hey, Chise also went through a lot of shit, so she might actually understand me. Yeah, I was wondering who that is. I think that's Chise's mother. Doesn't remember the faces. Grandmother won't show their photos because she probably doesn't have the photo of your mother. Photo of your father, sure. Mother, probably not. Or maybe even neither. Wouldn't surprise me. Mom died. Yeah, she just, she threw herself out of the window? I think that's what it was, right? And father abandoned them, if I'm not mistaken. And all of those things are very important pieces of you. Your past, your memories, your experiences, it is what shapes you. The good and the bad. We're not just picking up the good memories, we're picking all of the memories because all of them shape you. A lot was scary and lonely, sure. Yeah. But yeah, Chise wants to help you because she herself was helped. And she wants to pay it forward, and she also wants to help herself by proxy. I really, really like the fact that it's not all just completely, whatchamacallit, the opposite of selfish. Altruistic? Yeah, it's not just all altruistic. It's not like, oh, I want to help you because, you know, because I want to help you, because I'm a good person. I want to help you also for my own sake. I don't know why, but I really like it. For some reason. It also appeared with in the flashback, where the mother was, Philomela's mother was annoyed with Adam that he would pull herself into all of this, and she didn't want to die this early. Adam himself taking the decision to end himself instead of living on for his daughter. There's a lot of selfishness, but somehow in a good way. It like humanizes those people, right? Humanizes those characters. They are not perfect. They are not they are not perfect paragons of good and justice. They're not Mary Sue's, they're not goody two shoes, none of that. Everybody also has their own goals. Everybody can also behave differently in dire straits. And it's also sometimes a lesson here that if you do something, demand payment. That's how it is. That's how it goes. You shouldn't be making, I know, potpourris for people and just giving them away. Or when someone asks you to make something for them, you shouldn't just give it away. You should ask for some sort of payment. If you're making a gift, sure. But if someone asks you of something, payment. It's interesting. It's odd. It's fresh. It's new. Very often, characters like Chise are just completely altruistic. Oh, I wanted to help you because I wanted to help you because I saw how much you struggle and I saw myself in you and I knew that I was screaming for help and nobody came to my help. And now you're screaming for help and I am here out of the goodness of my heart. There is that, yes, but there's also that little element of I also want to help myself by proxy. It's cool. I like it. I really do. You can. I'm not allowed to. But what do you want to do? I know. Let's keep picking up the pieces and I'm gonna stick with you until you decide what you want to do. Simple as that. Isaac is here apparently. Being compared to his sister, to Rian as well. And wearing this weird cloth over his face. The cloth that he forms into a cowl of some sort. Luce is in the library. Of course, with the spider webs. Of course, headstrong, or trying to pretend to be headstrong, but silently crying in the back room. But despite all of that, despite sitting there and crying, she picks herself up and she's like, that ain't gonna achieve anything. I need to go. I need to look for them. It's cool. I really like her character. And I really like this spider plushie. Alas, Granny. Follow these people and observe carefully. Keyword, observe. Philomela was there, looking, observing, watching. Not doing anything though. Yeah, not doing anything. That's the key here. Now the Carnamagus Testament, sure, she was actually an active participant in it. But still, her mind has been scrambled to the point that, oh, I will be able to bring your parents back, and I have trust in you. You can do that. I've always been doing with everything with your best interest in mind. You're good and capable. Yosh, 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 I trust you. That was enough to just control her into doing this. Because she was so deprived of positive reinforcement, she latched onto any semblance of it. It's a textbook example of like real world mind control, of real world making someone dependent on you. You only offer the negatives. You keep berating that person, you keep abusing them physically and mentally, and eventually when you see them on the verge of breaking, you're like, oh, I actually bought you some chocolates, wanna go out to watch a movie together? You know I love you, you know I care for you. And it's that constant wave that breaks your mind eventually. and the positive reinforcements become less and less and less until you are so starved for them that you will do anything for them. She's just mind broken. That's what it is. She doesn't necessarily have control over her own actions, not fully, not entirely. Why did you kill my family? She didn't. And yeah, she was also never given the right to know. Granny said, go with them and observe. She didn't tell her why. She didn't tell her what's gonna be happening. No, none of that. Yeah, should I have told you? Should I say sorry? What could I have done? Nothing. I was fucking 11, scared shitless. What was I supposed to do? What could I have done at the time? This is amazing example of childhood trauma and how it can affect people even in adulthood. There are things that I myself, whatchamacallit? I'm missing the word. That I'm sometimes thinking that, oh, I could have done this when I was a kid. I could have done that, and everything would have been different. Everything would have been better. And it takes time to realize that, fucking damn it, I was 11 back then. I couldn't have done shit. There was nothing I could have done, actually. But it is something that is like a part of childhood trauma. So it's really nice to see it, I know, portrayed this well. Also, very interesting that in a world of magic and sorcery and mind controlling screws in the head, none of what happened to Philomela had anything to do with magic. Granny didn't break her magically. She didn't scramble her brain with magic or with sorcery. She didn't implant a sorcerological amethyst amulet in her brain to control her. No. It's just psychology. It's just abuse that did all of this. Not an ounce of magic. It's cool. I like it. Yeah, no one can give you an answer. But yeah, now you are allowed to speak up. Now you are allowed to tell us what you don't want to do, what you want to do, what you don't want to be done to you. Someone can give you a hand. But yeah, if you have no one, still scream for help. If you want something to change, you need to act somehow, even if that act is just screaming for help. If you don't, there's nobody that's gonna know. There's nobody that's gonna approach you just randomly and ask, everything's fine? Because you're not showing that something is amiss. I wish help would come even without you having to shout or cry, but no, the world doesn't work that way. It's great. I really, really like this lesson. I really like this lesson. If you need help, don't count on someone just randomly noticing and randomly approaching you. Even if you have nobody to ask for help, just show that you need that help, and maybe someone will approach you and help. Maybe nobody will. Maybe nobody will. But if you don't show that, if you don't scream for help, it's guaranteed that nobody will. If you do scream for help, there's a chance someone might. And a chance is better than no chance. I really like it. I really like this scene. All you can do is to shout for what you want. What do you want? Taskete, but Carnamagos is back. Carnamagos is back. And she gets whisked away in rosy petals, and we end it right here. With a cliffhanger. God fucking damn it. God fucking damn it. I don't have it in me to watch the third one third episode in a row. I really don't. So I think yeah. Oh. Oh boy. That was a really good, but also a really short episode. I mean, it was still 22 minutes. Time-wise, it was the exact same length as every other episode, but it really felt so incredibly short. I don't know why. I was just captivated by what was going on. I was just captivating by what was happening. And then I was very rudely ripped away from the zone, ripped away from my focus and immersion, but not immersion. No, not immersion, from my focus by all of what happened just being undone in a snap. Huh. I fully expected this episode to continue. Right? Oh, Carnamagos arrives, whispers sweet nothings into Philomela's ear, but Philomela is, bites her lip and is like, no! No, I want to go with Chise. I want to make a potpourri together. And Carnamagos just screams and disappears or whatever. And Philomela comes out of those rosy petals and they all appear back in the real world. Hug it out. Lucy standing besides them, not willing to, but eventually Chise pulling her into the embrace as well. Something like that. That's what I was expecting. But no. Fucking no. Just when I thought that everything's gonna go well, that we're ending this whole subplot here and now. No. Just no. Denied. Certainly explains the amount of episodes that this part of this season is going to have, for sure. I was asking myself, what could they possibly do with 5 more episodes left and already having arrived at the mansion, right? One episode we find Philomela, second episode we find Granny. What's the other 3 gonna be? Ain't that easy, huh? Ain't that easy. In this episode we found Philomela, but we didn't help her. We didn't save her. Not yet. Next episode? Maybe episode 22. We will manage to save Philomela somehow. Then episode 23, face off with Granny. Episode 24, continuation of the face off with Granny, and second half would be the fallout, a summary, the winding down, maybe with a hook for the next season. That would make sense, right? That would make sense. I certainly do fucking hope they do save Philomela, though. Tell ya what. How's season 3 looking? Here's what we know. We know probably fucking nothing. Okay. That's written by an AI. Has the Ancient Magus Bride Season 2 been renewed for Season 3? At the time of writing, Chainsaw Man has not been renewed for a 3rd season. What made you think I'm looking for fucking Chainsaw Man? ANN has some info, though. Unless Season 3, they mean second core of Season 2. Which, maybe. Probably. Is there any updates on Season 3? People ask on Reddit. There probably aren't any updates. Oh, and that question was asked even before Season 2 aired. Great. Amazing. So I guess it's safe to assume that we know nothing about Season 3, unless some info is still unknown to me or just not indexed by Google. If so, tell me if you know anything about Season 3. I'm curious. But man, what an episode. Just when you thought things are going to go good, to go well, no. It gets ripped away from you. I wonder if we spend more time in a child land and continue looking for Philomela. Perhaps Zoe is going to join us? Who knows? Or are we just going to get ripped out of that world? Chise, Lucy, and Isaac, Philomela being somewhere merged with the tree or something, and we still need to have to find a way to save her somehow. I wonder. I don't think she's dead. She can't be. She cannot be. No. If she gets fully merged with the Carnamagos, she can be unmerged, right? Or she can become a hybrid, like Chise, right? Chise has a dragon, Chise has Cartaphilus. Who's to say that Philomela cannot have Carnamagos inside of her, right? And maybe the book that Elias retrieved from Alcyone, I assume, has something about how to defeat Carnamagos. That would be useful. That would be good. Maybe we can ask more. Maybe that's where Morrigan comes in. And she's asking her for something and being like, oh, I'm sure I'm gonna bring you the, the branch of mistletoe, and I'm gonna also bring you, I don't know, a yew branch. Do you like yew? Everybody likes yew, right? I'm gonna give you a yew branch. Why not? And you can have a drop of my blood and a piece of my hair. Should be enough. Fair trade, right? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Where's Cartaphilus when you need him? Maybe he is gonna have some idea on how to help. That would be good. That would be useful. Oh. Man, I just want everybody to be happy. Except Granny. Granny can go fuck herself. But everybody else, please be happy. Please let it have a good ending. I want to see the scenes from the ED of everybody just hanging around in a city. Philomela with her hair down. I want to see that. You know, I really want to see this scene. This, you know, I really want to see this. Hopefully. Leaving my recording session with such a cliffhanger. Shame on you. But yeah, I think right now that's gonna be it from me for today. I'm a little sleepy, so I probably shouldn't record anymore. So you guys, what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? Say so in the comments down below. No spoilers, please, I beg of you. We're so near the end, so don't spoil it to me. Spoilers can go to my Discord here and in the description, though, so you can spoil to your heart's content. Like this video if you did, subscribe to be notified of future releases of not only Ancient Magus Bride but also Sci-Hat and the Paladin, Magia Record, Dungeon Mesh, and plenty of other shows from winter 2024 seasons that will be coming soon. I also stream sometimes, so click the bell to be notified of when I go live. I recently streamed my look at the seasonal shows of winter 2024, so check it out. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube itself via memberships, super thanks, super chats, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now we'll follow that out of the way. That's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, Decopus Viver, Zayrain, Akamaster, Dr. Watt, Marshika, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to pick up your pieces.